Hi, lovelies. Welcome to my diary. Please like, subscribe, and share. So, on this episode of Zoom's diary, I'll be talking about one of my work trips. As you know, most of my videos are about my work trips, and most of my work trips travels are always the first time. So, this was my first time flying to Singapore, and to be honest, I didn't really do any research to know how the place is or what the place is about. To be honest, all I did was what kind of weather is it there and the kind of clothing to take. So I didn't check. Maybe I don't know if it's a tourist place, if the place is beautiful. I didn't even bother checking. All I checked was the temperature to know the kind of clothing to take. So this was we on our way, and we had gotten to Turkish airport. So our stopover was at this airport. We're going to lay over at this airport and then take off. I think 12 hours after to Singapore, but it got delayed by 2 more hours, so we had to end up waiting for 14 hours. It was a long wait, so I just used the time to look at the airport, go around. When I was done, and I went back to the lounge to rest and everything. So this was us about to take off to Singapore, and this was our arrival. It was all shades of beautiful. I think it was better that I didn't even Google it to see how the place is. I experienced it for myself firsthand. I think that was really, it was unplanned, because normal me I would have actually checked it out, but I just didn't. So it was all beautiful experience for me. So I'll take you through everything. So this was our arrival, and I traveled with my boss, like you must have noticed in the video already. So it was both our first time in Singapore, but we're going to meet up with our colleagues two from Germany and one from China, while the other colleagues were all based in Singapore, because we have another office in Singapore. So yeah, upon my arrival, you won't believe that my e-visa decided not to work, because the travel agency missed a digit in the e-visa, and I had to redo everything, and then at the airport then pass in. It was so seamless, but in my mind I was like, oh my god, I can't get to Singapore, not enter Singapore. All right, this was us arriving or driving into the city, as the case might be. Oh my god, it was unreal to see that an entire country looks like a garden. I have been to a couple of places, but not anywhere this beautiful. I like buildings, I like infrastructure. Besides, I did building in undergrad. However, I love nature, I love trees. I remember the project I did in school, back in school, and they said we should do modeling of a building as a project. And my people had asked me, am I modeling a building or modeling a garden? Because everything literally about my house was green then. So you can now imagine being in a real green city, in a real garden city. Those are our Nigerian, what they call it, what they are known for. I've forgotten what they call that thing, but I think we have a garden city in Nigeria. I'm not so sure. I'll check. But however, this was like literally driving through a garden city. It was so beautiful. Like you can see, just take it all in. It was all shades of beautiful. The entire drive from the airport to the hotel was was so beautiful. We're just having conversations as how other people are so intentional about their country and how they want it to look like, and we just need to put in that kind of effort in our own country to make it what we want people to see it as. The driver was telling us about how the first prime minister wanted the country to be a garden city, and had to get the buy-in of every member, every citizen of the country to buy into the idea. Hence what Singapore is today. So they weren't here before. In fact, I think they were at some point poorer than Nigeria. I think every area is. There's north, south, east, west kind of thingy. So the drives are usually long. So yeah. allow you to just take it in. While approaching this place, I remember the driver saying he wants us to have a better view of the city's interesting places to visit. So he came all the way to the edge of the road for us to be able to video. At the extreme, there is the Flower Dome, which we later visited while we were staying there. That's the Flower Dome. I think they call the place Gardens by the Bay or something like that. I can't remember. And this is I think the three towers that has like a ship like something on it. We didn't get to go into the the tower, but at least we were in one of those high-rise buildings and we were looking at it. The wheel was really slow, so I didn't bother to get on it. But yes, in the course of our stay, we were able to visit some of their very beautiful locations, to just have a feel of our tourist stay. So aside going for what brought us, the training that brought us to Singapore, we still explore the town just like every other trip we do. Yeah, so this was us approaching our hotel. So yeah, this was the beautiful village hotel on Albert Street. So yeah, this was us arriving at our hotel and being dropped off by our airport pickup. So getting into the hotel, the room was giving the vibe of ancient meets modern kind of thingy. So yeah, just like every regular hotel I've been into, but this one was giving some vibe of ancient meets modern kind of aesthetic. Yeah, I loved my room. I loved my view. Singapore generally is really a beautiful place. So yeah, I just loved everything about the arrangement and setting of the room. For me, like I said, it was giving ancient meets modern kind of vibes. So yeah, and then after which, we rested for a bit, and then we now took a stroll to the closest supermarket, just viewing, window shopping, and then trying to get something to eat for that evening. Yeah, so this was our movement that evening, just trying to take the arrival and the scenery and the environment all in. I know it's too soon, but I think I was too excited about the place that one just jumped right into trying to take the entire country in. So yeah, this was the evening, just going round and just taking the scenery in. And by morning we're headed for our first day training. It was in another area. I think it was at the eastern area, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember the areas, but yeah, it was in another part of Singapore. So it was like a 20-30 minutes drive without traffic, and then with traffic it takes longer. Now while we're driving through this place, and I think when I played one of this video to one of my friends when I came back, he was asking if they are afraid of coming outside. Well, that's how they are. They don't usually come out so much, and they only come out when necessary. So this was me just taking a few pictures before the class commenced, and then during the class we had a couple of pictures. So this is Caroline. She's from Germany, and these are our two facilitators that just decided to join in our picture taking and everything. So yeah, this was our first day in class. And sure, like there's no training without a class picture. Like there's no training without a class picture. So we had to take class pictures at the end of the class, before we headed out back to our various hotels. They had so many plazas, their infrastructure was just so beautiful to look at. Now look at this place. This is actually a plaza, like say supermarket. I can't even put a picture, but let's say plaza. Is that plaza? So they had a whole lot of plazas and supermarkets littered around town. It was just all shades of tourist sites to see and visit. And yes, this is their own prime minister's house. And I think while we were there, they were transitioning from one prime minister to the other. I think the prime ministers were even related. Wow, that was so beautiful, and there was no issues. This is actually another plaza just behind the prime minister's house, or I say lodge or office, I can't even place, but yeah, just behind the prime minister's location. So these are plazas, schools. Yeah, I think this was an art school we were passing through. Yeah, I think we visited. I'm not too sure, but I think we visited one of the art schools, and it was just it was good to see. Yeah, so it's another art school. I think they had more creative art institutions than the regular universities. I beg, yeah, that's just my opinion, because I saw like two or three, but we didn't really go around the universities like that. We just looked at the ones that were on our way, either while going to find food or while driving back. So yeah, I saw only about two or three, and they were all creative art schools. Yeah, we saw this. This is a car vending building. Let's put it that way. But we don't know how it works. So yeah, it was just beautiful for us to see, and we snapped it. So this was us back at the hotel, just trying to what do you call it? Trying to freshen up. No mind us, we took pictures first, but we came back to the hotel just so we could freshen up and then head out for dinner. So this was us out for dinner, and still capturing the experience. And if you notice, you're not seeing any old vehicles in Singapore. So let me tell you why. The driver was telling us that first of all, having a vehicle in Singapore is really expensive. Hi, that's Isabella. Yeah, she's the second colleague from Germany, and this is John Money. He's one of our facilitators. Yeah, this is all of us. Yeah, so when we're going for dinner, I'll get back to the car, but when we're going for dinner, we're only seeing hot pot this or these hot pots. So they ended up settling for the hot plate. So I can't take that kind of risks. So yeah, this Mimi is my boss. So yeah, she's just just
So I
having fun.
cooked in
But
Singapore,
I
by
told
the way.
myself, no, I can't do that. I can't do this. I
Tasting
can't.
nice.
I don't trust. First of all, I don't even trust the food and the things I'm just putting in, because they have just different names. You just no. I don't risk my tummy that way. So all I did was just hang around, take some pictures, and just wait for them. So like I was mentioning, their cars, they don't keep their cars for over 10 years. So if it's 10 years, you have to either do away with the car, or you renew, I think, the papers or the license or something to keep the car. Yeah, so it's actually expensive for you to keep a vehicle in Singapore, and if you do, you need to be renewing the maintenance for 10 years. So this was day 2. That was class time, and this is the evening where we were also going for exploring and dinner. So we went to Chinatown. Day 2 evening, we had to take pictures around the Chinatown. It was really beautiful. It looked like Christmas, because most of the decorations there were giving Christmas decorations, and this was in May. So I was just wondering why they had Christmas decorations in May, but it's fine. So this was our meals, and I really, really wanted to try dumplings. And guess why? Because of Kung Fu Panda. Oh my god. I can't believe that a movie can have so much effect on somebody. And I got the dumplings and I couldn't eat it. Like seriously, I got dumplings and I couldn't eat it, but it's fine. It was fun. So we all just ate, and then we took a stroll around as always, window shopped. I think this was where we got some of our souvenir gifts when we were walking through this Chinatown. We had a couple of shops and they were selling some things. So I think we bought a couple of things while we were window shopping this evening. But yeah, this was just me just taking pictures as always. See, I'm not a pictures person, to be honest. I'm really not a pictures person. But in Singapore, the pictures and videos in me, the love for pictures and videos in me just came out, because I think I wanted to keep up everything. Yeah, I saw this Welcome to Singapore sculpture and it was so beautiful. I had to snap with it, and I dragged everybody to snap with it. So yeah, it was just beautiful. They have a lot, because it's a tourist country, so they have a lot of gift items they sell. So we just were looking around to see what our loved ones would fancy and what we fancy, so that we'll be able to pick up. So this was us on our way back. We finally caught up with the train. We thought we were going to miss it because they're like kind of timed, but no, we did not. We met up with the train and we were on our way back. At this point, Giovanni was tired because he did the facilitation, and then we ladies, you trust us. When we're walking around window shopping, we spend so much time, so we really made him walk around so much, and he was so tired. So we couldn't wait to get back to the hotel so he could rest. So yes, this was us at the train station, arriving our own location. So we just arrived and we're heading out to head to our hotel. I think we had to use 3 or 4 escalators up. So when we were taking the train, we took the train on a normal ground. We didn't go down to take the train, or we didn't go up to take the train. We just entered and took the train. But when we arrived, we were like 4 escalators down, which was almost like 10 stories below. I don't know how the route of their train is wired or runs, but whoever did the engineering is brilliant. Like you just go down in one location and come out up in another location. It's just crazy. Or you go up in another location and you come out down somewhere else. It was just crazy. But yeah, it was also good to see. We saw this disco vehicle. Like I said, it felt like Christmas in Singapore, but it was really just me. So I had met a couple of Nigerians earlier on. So one came to take me out to go and show me one cheap supermarket, and I saw safety boots, and the safety manager in me could not rest. So I had to quickly take pictures of the safety booth, and this is it. And then on getting back, I met their functioning waste van, and it was working. So it was good to see. Thank you so much for subscribing and sharing. See you in the next video. Bye.